time for Jay Reviews. The guy reviews movies. He's a guest host today. He's going to ask himself some really good questions. All right, but we're talking about some sequels today, right?
Lots of sequels, big franchises with new installments opening today.
It just seems like lately there's so many sequels. Am I misreading? I mean, do you always see this many sequels in the mix?
Not always, but it does seem to be a trend in Hollywood in the last few years because studios don't want to take risks on originality, so they do like to rehash, and if anything is even a little bit of a success, they're inclined to go after a sequel.
All right, let's talk first about The Hangover Part 3. This is rated R, not surprising. I saw the first one. I thought it was hilarious. I mean, not a movie I'd watch with my kids for sure, but kind of funny.
Yeah, it was funny. I liked the first one. The second one I skipped. You were wise to skip it because it was the exact same movie as the first one, but in a different city. And so all I wanted for with this third one was that it would be original, and thankfully it is an original story, but still not a great movie.
All same actors?
All the same actors return.
Okay.
I love Bradley Cooper. He's very easy to look at. Zach Galifianakis is really the scene stealer there. We see him with Melissa McCarthy.
She's hilarious. Is she funny in this?
She's so funny in this, but it's just a cameo role, and I wish that there was more of her in the movie because she's so brilliant.
Yeah.
But here's the thing about this movie and why I ultimately didn't like it.
Okay.
I think it's a rental because it's more of a screwball action film than actually a comedy.
Okay, see, and I'm not into that. You know, I think they have to kind of choose. My theory on these sequels, I'm probably not right, but like the Ocean's 11 are now at like, I don't know how many they've made. I think actors in these kind of movies, they love working together, so they do sequels just so they get a chance to hang out with their newfound buddies.
That could be. I think that they were signed on to a trilogy very early on in the making of this film franchise. I've heard rumblings, and it's just, you know, reportedly that this cast actually doesn't get along too well, so I think that they're happy. But the movies have done well, but I think it's just not a great movie. When you've got movies like Iron Man 3 and The Great Gatsby and Star Trek Into Darkness in theaters right now, those are the movies to go see, not The Hangover Part 3.
Yeah, and let's be honest, it costs money, a decent paycheck to go and see a movie, so I think you have to be a little bit more selective.
Totally.
So I appreciate that. Let's talk about Fast and Furious 6.
6?
For real?
Can you believe it? I know, and I heard today that number 7 is already, you know, in the works. So
no way.
I don't know. I very successfully avoided seeing the first 5 in this franchise, and now after seeing the 6th, I know why my instincts led me to do that.
Right.
I wasn't really a fan of this. This is a car-sploitation movie, which is a sub-genre of action where cars are used and abused.
What's the word for it? Cars?
Car-sploitation.
Nice.
Right. So once in a while we see these movies, and the action is good, the car crashes are fine, the fight scenes are fine, but the script is so atrocious, I was literally cringing in my seat during some of the dialogue in this film.
Really?
Yeah.
Was that
they're
just
like
over the top, kind of?
Totally. There's a line where, like, you know, Vin Diesel and Michelle Rodriguez are talking, and one of the lines is like, "That's just who you are, and this is just who I am. That's you. This is me." And I was like cringing in my seat. You know, that's a bad script.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I wonder too, do you like this cast? I mean, having not seen the 5, you can't compare it. But do you like the cast, generally speaking?
They do have, and the whole cast is back because they skipped some of the movies like 3 and 4, I guess, and they are all together from the first film in this one. Dwayne Johnson is also here. Jason Statham has a cameo appearance in the film. So it is good casting, but even these great actors can't sell this cheesy script.
It cracks me up. My next question written down here is this a good movie? Yeah.
Yeah, that's my prompt to let you know, no, it's not really a good movie. Again, with better options in theaters right now, I'd say this is a rental at best, unless you're just a die-hard fan of this franchise.
Okay, so we're like 0 for 2 right now. What
So
about
far.
At Any Price, rated R?
This is one that's opening in limited release. It's playing today at the Downer Theater in Milwaukee, and it stars Dennis Quaid and
how old is he now?
Zac
Do you know?
Efron. He's at least 40. I don't know. What is he's in his 50s, right? Or 60s?
Or 60s, I feel like.
He's looking great, though. Look, he looks great. He plays Zac Efron's father. They're both very good actors, but this movie is like 3 different stories all in one. Not intentionally. It's supposed to be one story. But because it's all over the place and it's hard to follow what's really going on in this movie, I don't think it's worth seeing. I thought it was just a mess.
Dennis Quaid has a killer smile, in my opinion.
He does.
When he like lights it up, he lights it up.
He really does. He's great. And Zac Efron has been really successful at breaking out of that high school musical image and doing some great indie movies, and he gives a fine performance in this. But again, the movie just kind of has lots of weird farming jargon in it, and it's very strange. I found it hard to follow, and that frustrated me, so I'm not recommending this movie.
Even for rental?
Not even a rental for me.
We're 0 for 3 today
it's a tough weekend,
on this
but again,
Friday.
we've got so many great movies with Iron Man and Star Trek and Gatsby. Like, it's still a fun time to go see a movie.
Okay, sounds good. Movie club, you got something coming up?
Yes, we've got a new Ryan J. Movie Club, so you can enter to win to join me at a screening next week for free. You can win 1 or 2 tickets, and the movie is After Earth.
Okay.
This is the new movie from M. Night Shyamalan, writer-director, and it stars Will Smith and Jaden Smith, and you can enter to win on my Facebook page, facebook.com/RyanJReviews. It's next Wednesday at 7 p.m. If you're chosen as a winner, you have to arrive by 6:30 in order to get in, so make sure you're available at that time before entering.
I'll be interested to see if he comes out with a hit on this one, because I thought Sixth Sense was amazing.
Totally.
Then he had some kind of weird, you know, he kind of recreate.
The Happening, Lady in the Water, and like The Village, like Last Airbender. He's had like 4 bad movies after 2 great ones, Sixth Sense and Signs, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm rooting for a comeback. I'm really, really hoping this is the movie that's going to bring him around. So I have high expectations for After Earth, but you never know.
Excited to see what your club thinks of it.
Me too.
Way to go. Love it. All right, well, you can like Ryan J on Facebook, follow him on Twitter, and why wouldn't you want to? And for his full movie reviews, you can check out his website. It's ryanjreviews.com.